Woo! That's how we do it, man. Sunday morning, down south sports fanatics, man. I think some guys have been kidnapped from this show. No Richie, no Darren, no Dancing Bear, but man, voice of reason here. We got H Town beatdown in the house, man. Chris Knowles, we got Fatty backstage doing some wild shit. Let's get to it, man. Chris,
Listen,
man, I guess I'll play the Richie character today, man. I guess I'll let you start off, man. We got to talk Texans and Ravens, man. I mean, what happened first half? Damn good football game. Second half, Ravens kind of broke away, man. What you think went down?
well, I can tell you what went down, but if I'm here after that horrific loss, those guys should be here.
What's
I'm
going
just kidding.
on, man?
I'm just kidding. Man, to answer your question of what happened, well, I think we had more penalties than we did have offensive yards. That's for one. I thought the line, George Fant, bless his heart, he played pretty decent for what he is as an O-lineman.
Yeah.
I think he gave up so many damn penalties. Just the entire offense was horrendous on that part. I don't think Slowick adjusted to the game. I think he did. He tried a little too late. Like around in the third quarter, he was trying to get a little cute. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that play. Yeah.
I didn't like that part. I thought he was really committed to the run game. And I think he should have maybe went more and lean a little bit more on the pass than the run game, especially in the second quarter, because that defense was just not giving Houston anything to work with.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like those their interior, man, just really did their defensive line, man, just did a great job of attacking you guys in the middle, man. I mean, like Singletary, I like Devin Singletary. I mean, he's not a superstar, but he's a solid back. He's had a great run, but it seems like he had there was just no path. I mean, they had penetration on most of those run plays.
He had nothing to offer yesterday, and not a lot of people did on offense.
Yeah.
I thought the strength yesterday was, if you were going to win, would have been Stroud and just letting him ball. You just want the ball in your best player's hand. But, it's unfortunate. It sucks. But I'll say the Ravens defense, one thing about them, it kind of reminded me of the Texans when they were really hot.
Yeah.
When the ball is thrown and that receiver catches it, there's like 5 Ravens right there.
Oh, they're on top of it. They're very aggressive, man.
It swarms. It just they swarm. For a rookie quarterback in Stroud, and listen, I love the Texans. I wish Slowick would have just went maybe to the pass. I know it's hard to say that because they were blitzing every single down, it looked like. But I mean, the Ravens are a good team. It sucks that it ended like that because I really
y'all look like y'all really giving Lamar a lot of trouble at one point in that first half, man. I mean, that second quarter, you guys kind of took the momentum. I mean, y'all were getting a lot of pressure. I mean, he looked calm early on in the game, but that second quarter, he looked a little, bothered by what you guys were doing. I mean, y'all were getting a pretty significant pass rush, man. And they're not loaded at receiver. I mean, I like Flowers, some of those other guys can step up and make a play here and there. But, dude, I thought the game was kind of changing for you guys. It definitely felt like y'all had the momentum. Fairbairn missed that field goal to me. And I mean, you can't put that. That's a hard kick, cold weather, but it felt like y'all in that second quarter were really starting to figure something out.
That's the hard part, man. It's like we were right there with them for a whole half of the game. And we were really we started to figure out on defense how to contain Lamar. And then after that kickoff where I think they were like half the field at that point.
Yeah.
I felt it. I was like, man, they're cutting through this defense like butter. I'm talking about the Texans defense, and just Lamar was just more fluid. And I noticed that they didn't have Christian Harris on Lamar anymore. And I was like, man, why would we do this? Considering we were locking them up pretty damn good in the first half.
Yeah.
And when we got the ball. After I think they scored, it was like 17-10. Once they got the ball on offense, and I just noticed there was like 3 and outs, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys aren't moving to the pass. And then when they did go to the pass, they tried to get real cute with things and try to do these trick plays. And man, I get that kind of stuff, and I can understand that. But I think letting Stroud do a little bit more, maybe play action pass and stuff like that, I think maybe change some things, but I think it was just a little too late and too gone. And like I said, it was like the third quarter. At that time, it was 17-10. I could feel it, and it was. I knew that was done.
Yeah, it felt like it was starting to be like, hey, this is why the Ravens are the number one seed and the best team in the AFC all year. It's like they showed up in the third. Like, I mean, I thought they played a good first half. I thought it was just a really well played half by both teams. Real physical first half, but yeah, man, I think you guys, to me, that trick play. I mean, yeah, dude, Slowick has been so good, man. I told you I'll take this freaking guy right now to be the Saints head coach, man. I think he's, one of the best play callers out there. But, man, I think that little razzle-dazzle thing on first down, that was kind of a buzzkill to me. I mean, Singletary just had that – I think it was Singletary that picked up the first. And, I mean, then you go back to that play. I just didn't understand that, man, because that's the type of play that could knock you out of field goal range. Because the very worst of that drive, you get to 3 and at least you're feeling somewhat good. But, yeah, I didn't understand that play. You don't want to be second and long against that defense, man.
No. I feel that play may have worked if we were getting in sync and we were rolling a little bit better, and maybe that would have caught them off guard. But I felt like at that point, nothing was working that you were doing, so you just pulled a trick out of your bag, and it was just not the right. We weren't flowing right then and there, and I think it may have worked at a later date in time, but it sucks because the overall score, I don't think does the game justice because
it just kind of came unraveled late, man. I mean, I'd say for 3 quarters it was a really good game. I mean, it was really. I mean, the fourth quarter they just kind of. I think you had a young team that realized it was getting time was a factor. They're looking up, and it just got a little sloppy late. But no, I mean, hey, Houston, look, it wasn't a total blowout at all. I mean, the 24-point score doesn't, like you said, doesn't tell the full tale. I mean, if anybody watched that game,
giving all them excuses.
Oh, geez, Richie's here, man.
I was rooting for Houston. That team was outmatched. Facts. That's it.
No.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We got Richie.
1,000%.
I'm going to touch on.
Hey, real quick. Dave, don't let Richie come in here. This is your show today. You got to talk him around.
This show should be called The Voice of Reasoning.
Listen, I'm not going to lie. The Ravens offense, if you looked at that, I don't think there's anything special with the offense. Now, Lamar Jackson is special. But he's a game.
You realize come on, 24 points?
No. Richie, if you watch that game, come on, see, hold on. Let's get back to an average fan or an NFL fan. Because if you watch that game was a lot closer than what that score said. Now, once the third quarter ended and we couldn't get anything on offense, it was done. Once it was 17-10 and they went up one more, it was over. I knew right then and there.
Oh, so you're doing the eyeball test.
Oh, there's no. I mean, that's the truth.
So you're not gonna be one of these guys today that said actually that Green Bay belonged on that field yesterday with San Francisco, right?
I think Green Bay should have belonged on that field.
I'll take the L on that, dude. I'll take the L with that because I said I thought Green Bay would get hammered by Frisco. I'll take the loss on that. I mean, that Green Bay team, Miller, dude. I mean, they neck and neck, dude. Jordan Love made some bad choices, missed field goal. Richie, I'm glad you brought up that point. Packers and Texans, to me, real similar situations. Great young quarterback, good team, but they're not quite there yet. And I'm not saying it like I'm taking a shot at their talent. I think they have good rosters that are really heading in the right direction. But to me, like I told Chris, the one thing that bothered me, I kept talking about the Ravens defense. I'm like, I keep bringing up Marcus Williams because I've always hated the fact that we don't have Marcus Williams anymore. He takes away plays. And I mean, how many times did Joe Buck and Troy Aikman say this Ravens team doesn't give up anything deep? He's back there playing center field. You got Roquan Smith and Patrick Queen and Kyle Hamilton owning that middle. This reminds me of the old Saints defense. And you got the guys up front getting pressure. But Houston didn't have, to me, that secondary receiver besides Nico Collins that could go out and really beat. Get those quick slants, those quick hitters that could create after the catch.
I want to explain what I said. What I mean by outmatch was I think a little bit of experience came into factor in that game yesterday. Late.
I agree with that. I agree with that part of it for sure. Yeah.
I think really with the guys, the veterans that were on the field for the Ravens, I think somewhat the rookies and some of the not so experienced guys on Houston got overwhelmed kind of going late in that third quarter. That's all.
I don't know if it's experience as much as it was the O-line. And listen, I want to back up, and I'm not going to make an excuse for the O-line. That's not important at this point. We're doing what you did. You are. But the O-line was a patch and repair. That wasn't the original O-line that started the season. Now they played pretty good considering. I mean, George Pant's not a sexy name.
Yeah.
I mean, but they played really good for what they had.
You know what? But you know what, Knowles? You know what nobody's talking about? Did nobody know? But I didn't realize the offense coordinator interviewed for the jobs this weekend. I didn't know that.
Oh, he's interviewed for like 4 or 5. Right?
How was that? Why does a player get criticized when they are for some reason away from the team during the playoff run, or they miss a practice, or they not in meetings, but yet one of the focal points of your offense is out doing interviews and all, and it's a distraction. I don't care what nobody says. This is a distraction.
I think it's a league problem, Rich. I think it's a league-wide problem. I mean, it's nothing against Slovic because why? You know what I'm saying? Everybody else does it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a league issue that they need to get
I don't think it should be allowed. I don't think it should be allowed. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't think you should be able to hire coaches. Honestly, I know it sucks, but I don't think you should be able to hire a coach till the season's actually over.
No,
and this would eliminate all this shit.
Yeah, after the season, I think you can interview. The problem is you've got coaches that are fired that are interviewing, and it just kind of prolongs the situation because they're kind of a leg up. Like, let's say Bill Belichick.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
Let's say if you were down between Bobby Sloak and Bill Belichick, well, I've got Bill here waiting. Bobby's still in the playoffs or whoever. Mm-hmm. And now I've got to wait. And those teams are trying to get their head coach sewed up. They're already focused on the draft. I mean, that's they want to get this thing in-house and ready to go. And the faster you get it resolved, the faster. I agree. There needs to be some kind of maybe a rule where no one can interview. All 32 teams cannot interview until after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I think Dave would agree with me, man. I tell you what, Green Bay and Houston both should hold their head up high, man. Because I tell you what, they got a bright future ahead of them. Them young guys, man, they're ready.
Yeah, I think Love and Stroud, man. I mean, those two guys are already top. They're no doubt top 10 quarterbacks, maybe even a little higher on that list.
And what I hate, Dave and Knowles, it kind of hurts because we know C.J. Stroud's probably going to lose his coordinator who developed him, and that's a tough. That's a tough spot to be in. He's talking. Well, teams now are talking about even if he don't get a head coaching job, they may pay him more money. I don't know if Houston's going to step up.
I think we should. Me personally, I think Sloat comes back one more year. I think he comes back one more year. I think a lot of these teams, the only team that comes to my mind that could possibly see this happening is Carolina desperately wanting to save face off of that horrible trade. And,
that makes a lot of sense. Bryce Young,
Young, and what he did with you got to remember Bobby Sloak was with Brock Purdy and C.J. Stroud. And they need to get – Carolina is trying to get faster and better, really soon. So
and it's going to be hard doing it without a high draft pick or, and they're going to have to get creative over there. Like you said, that makes a lot of sense.
I tell you what, though, coming away, that was 2 very good games yesterday, man. It really was. Really. It could have went. Okay, look, I'm just messing with you, man, about the score and all that game. Listen, sometimes the score. I agree with you. Sometimes that score don't tell the whole story of a game. Because if you watch that game, like you said, if you watch that game, even with it being that big of a point margin, that game was a lot closer than people think. Trust me.
Well, look, in the second quarter, I mean, they're panning to the stands. They're starting to show Stroud's mom. They're showing the Ravens fans looking like, oh, shit, here we go again. Lamar can't win a playoff game. And, dude, the momentum was turning in that second quarter. I mean, because Houston was getting a lot of penetration. Christian Harris made some significant plays. They were getting really good coverage. Stroud, to me, listen, the numbers weren't sexy, but the kid was where he needed to be for a playoff game. I mean, that completion to Singletary early in the game, for like 25 yards, whatever it was, he's on a run. That was Mahomes-like to me. I didn't. There's not many quarterbacks ever that played this game that can make that play. I'm thinking, there's no way this play is going to happen. And then when they showed a replay, it's actually the perfect read. He does everything right. This kid mentally is as good as he is physically, and that's when you got a top 5 quarterback. When that matches up.
I think you're going to see the Texans, and I've even heard there's a guy on Twitter. His name is Aaron Wilson. He covers the Texans. He's like a Texans insider, but he's even said, and if you look him up there, he'll say the Texans are going to be pretty aggressive in free agency. I don't know what that means, but I'm not saying like an AJ Brown or a Mike Evans or
Speaking of Stroud, dude, did you see that CBS took out when his post-game interview took out the part of him thanking God and praising God.
He always does.
I heard something about that. Yeah.
Shame on CBS. Shame on them.
He always
I mean,
does.
we're getting too crazy as a society when we start doing this stuff, man. I mean, it's just it's gotta.
pitiful.
We need to get our balls back to the 90s, man. I mean, I like 90s wrestling. I want, freaking wild shit. I want chair shots. I want craziness. I'm tired of this, we've wussified our culture. You know what I'm saying? I really want to say another word, but,
what's important and things like that is we call people that praise God, how dare you praise God? But then it's crazy, dude.
I know. Hey, look, let's dive into these two games.
Real quick, to add on to that story, Richie. Didn't Hardball come out and quote Bible quotes last night in his press conference?
Yes, he did.
So he was like kind of looking for CJ's back.
Yeah, he was.
Maybe so. Yeah, good call.
Listen, I'm not preaching because I'm not one to say that because I don't go to church every weekend and none of this, but I do believe in God and I do and I'm thankful for all the blessings I get. But I mean, that's a little bit shameful for people if they're going to start doing it.
We're all not the same. I mean, like to me, it's like if somebody on here's one religion versus another, politically they're whatever. Like that shouldn't affect things. If we were all the same, what kind of world would that be? So I mean, to me, a guy going out, if he praised Allah, if he praised God, I'm not mad at the guy. If he's a good dude, he's not hurting anybody. He's a great player. Like I think everybody's always trying to find that thing wrong next to go bitch about. You know what I'm saying? It's like everybody's just sitting there waiting because they're fucking bored with their own life and they're trying to find something wrong.
We can have a whole other
you got to remember, we're in a day and age now where you can't praise God, but you can praise the government. That's the only guy praise now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
very true.
I mean, people cheerlead the government. Yeah, people treat politics like sports teams now, and I think this world's got to get back to a little bit of that '90s vibe or '80s vibe to me, where we got more balls. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's gotten crazy.
Well, look, let's dive into today's games, man. Of course, everybody knows where I'm going with this. You know this, man. But I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I hate to say it, as much as I'm a big Mahomes fan, I don't see him going into Buffalo and winning this game.
I think it's a classic, y'all. I think this game's got classic written all over it, like that one a couple years ago, man. That was one of the best playoff games I've ever seen in my life. And I think it's going to be, 20s or 23, 25 degrees, somewhere around kickoff?
The difference is, the crazy thing is everybody's talking about Buffalo's offense, the Chiefs' offense, but the best squad on this field today is going to be that Kansas City defense.
That's going to be a thing. It's Josh Allen to me and James Cook versus that unit because they still don't have Gabe Davis, who, look, Gabe disappears for games, but that dude's been known to have some big postseason games. I still think that's a little trouble there because you key on Diggs at that point. Somebody like Dalton Kincaid is going to have to step up really big in this ball game.
Where you at with the nose?
I mean, my ultimate feeling is the Bills have the more well-rounded team in terms of playmakers. It's just Mahomes, though, man. It's so hard because he gets so magical when it's like 2 minutes down and they're down by a damn 3 points.
Do you think? Let me ask you this, Knowles and Dave. Do you think a lot of people coverage it on it all week long is thinking it's fueling Mahomes because the doubters are doubting him now going on the road. He's never won a playoff game on the road. Do you think that plays into this any kind of way, or it really don't matter?
I don't think it matters, honestly. It's like Michael Jordan. Hey, he never played a Game 7 in the finals. Mahomes has been so good, they don't have to play road playoff games.
Not Mahomes. Mahomes is just – I think it's going to be a tight game, and then it's going to come down.
Are you giving him a chance?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got to. You got to.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes.
There's a one-possession final. This is a close game.
Yeah.
You think it's close, Dave?
Oh, absolutely. And I picked Buffalo to go from day one. I've been a big supporter. I like Josh Allen. I like that team. Love their fans. But I think it's going to be a hell of a game.
But you also said last on the show Tuesday, you can't count Kansas City out. You got to watch them.
No, I mean, that defense is too good. I like Pacheco in a game like this. He got off to a great start last week. Rashee Rice, can he do that back-to-back weeks? I think Pacheco and Rashee Rice are the two key X factors. I mean, Kelsey's going to have his moments. Mahomes is going to make everybody look good at times. But to me, if Pacheco gets a good run game going where they can control the clock, keep Allen off the field, if Rashee Rice can make some plays and kind of stretch the field a little bit, I mean, I think it's going to be a fun game.
I think the difference in today's game with Kansas City Buffalo is Josh Allen's using his legs to extend them drives.
Could be. And he's got to be smart. He can't force anything, man, today.
Yeah.
He has a tendency to do that.
And we got Detroit Lions hosting, them Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who right now nobody knows what to expect from them, man.
Right. I think we all want to go Detroit in this one, guys, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I
just cannot buy the Bucs at all.
I can't either, know, but they keep winning. I don't understand it.
I get it, and I hear people on radio, on ESPN and everything all week just talking about how good Baker is. And listen, I think Baker's had a fair season. Man, I don't know, man. I like Baker and I don't like Baker. It's weird. It's like I want to believe he can live up to that first round draft status, but he just hasn't. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm lost at. Like, man, it's now we're on year what, 5, 6? What are we on?
Yeah, he's got a lot of fight in him, Chris. I'll say that. I mean, like, I think talent-wise, he's kind of middle of the pack. He's kind of, he's got some deficiencies, but he's got a lot of fight in him. And in there, and he's got some good receiving options, right?
I tell you what, though, I don't know.
The running back White's had a great year.
I don't know if Godwin's playing today.
And that could be a huge loss. I mean, you could key on Mike Evans a little more. I mean, if there's one knock to me on that Lions defense, I don't love their corners. I'm not in love with their corners. I know Chauncey plays corner, but he's kind of more like a hybrid safety linebacker type. You know what I mean?
And of course, he's been running his mouth all week long, too.
Oh, so. You got to know. Well, hey, that's look, I think Detroit should win this game. That crowd's going to be nuts. But look, don't be surprised if the Bucs keep it kind of close. Like they're a feisty bunch. A lot of those guys are Super Bowl champions from a few years ago when Tom Brady was there. So I mean, there's a lot of guys with that experience.
Not looking forward too much, but we all think Detroit's going to win this game today.
I believe.
How much of a shot you giving them to go into San Francisco and upsetting them?
Man, I tell you what, they had a little fit with Green Bay, and I don't think Green Bay is as good as the Lions. Now, I kind of feel the reverse with the Niners than I do the Ravens. I feel the 49ers have a great supporting cast and a good defense, but their quarterback's not.
Were we kind of wrong on Purdy?
No, I still think Purdy's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league.
I don't.
I'm gonna say that because we're looking at one game. We're looking at one game, but here's my thing about
Dave. It ain't one game. It ain't one game.
No, but it is one game. What are we talking about? I mean, no quarterback has 17 good games in a season. There's going to be a bad game.
Listen, here's the deal with him, dude. When he don't, it's a fact. When he don't have Debo out there, he struggles.
Well, look, I'm gonna say here's my thing. I mean, okay, so Green Bay's got a better defense than people want to give credit for. I mean, there's a lot of guys: Preston Smith, Kenny Clark. I mean, Gary, Jair Alexander, one of the best corners in the league. Savage. There's a lot of good players. There's a good defense he just went up against. Remember, it's chilly out there. It's Northern California at night. It's chilly, wet football. Debo disappears after the first half. He gets hurt. I mean, look, dude. Was he on point? He made some bad choices early in the game. He probably threw what should have been an interception early in the game. But the guy made plays when he had to make them. It ain't about
McCaffrey's that offense. Christian McCaffrey's that offense.
Well, I mean, he's a huge. Obviously, he's their MVP to me. But I'm saying, but we take it away from Purdy.
There you go. You just said it. How can a running back be your MVP and not your quarterback?
I think it could happen a lot. Walter Payton, Bears. I think you can go back to a lot of teams.
Come on, we never thought the quarterback was that good with the Bears. Come on, Dave.
No. Jim McMahon was a mediocre quarterback. Walter Payton was their best player. They had a great defense. Marshawn Lynch.
What I mean by Purdy, I don't think like this is my thing. I got Stroud, Love, and top 10 quarterbacks right now. I don't have Purdy.
Oh, I think that's crazy. I think here's my thing, dude. Look at what Brock Purdy's done. Look at his numbers through 2 years.
Jordan Love outplayed him tremendously yesterday.
I don't think he did it at all. I think Jordan Love made terrible mistakes. Jordan Love. Listen, the Purdy throw that he made to George Kittle on that touchdown.
But Dave,
not many quarterbacks in this league can make that.
Jordan Love makes. Here's my thing. Jordan Love makes plays that Purdy don't. When the play
he's
breaks
more
down.
athletic than Purdy. It's different styles. I mean, I think Purdy's more of a technician that's a little more of an accurate quarterback. I think Jordan Love can make the wild play a little more because he's mobile. He's got a stronger arm.
No, I mean, I'm not the biggest Purdy guy. I think he's serviceable. I think he's better than an Andy Dalton. And hold on before you clap. But what I'm thinking. Remember when Andy Dalton got on the scene and he was real hot? Andy Dalton was a decent. He's a damn good game manager. That's kind of where I put Purdy. Purdy's not dynamic. I don't think he takes over a game.
No way.
I don't think shot. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think he has a shot, kind of like Flacco. Remember Flacco with the Ravens?
Yeah.
I don't think Flacco was special, but I think he had a great team around him. And I think that's where Purdy fits.
Since I'm the stat man, Purdy outplayed Love big time yesterday.
Yeah.
Love was 20. Love was 21 for 34 with 194, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions. Purdy was 23 of 39, 252, 1 TD.
Got it. But you understand, but once again, we're doing the eyeball
turnovers
test.
kills him right there.
The eyeball test tells me Purdy's better too. I mean, there's no offense to Jordan Love.
Absolutely not.
Oh, dude,
no way,
I don't
no
know
how.
Richie, I don't know if you look for big plays. Like, I don't know. You're the guy that likes Jameis throwing.
Dave, if I had a choice right now, if I had a choice for the New Orleans Saints right now, I'll take Jordan Love all day long over Purdy right now.
Well, I mean, look, it depends on who you fit.
No. Your choice. Go ahead.
No, because I'm gonna say, but we can't take it away. We can't play the what if game. If he didn't have this guy for who they are, from Kyle Shanahan's offense, Purdy is one of the best guys you can find.
No, don't do that. You got to pick a quarterback right now
for the Saints.
Yeah.
I mean, I still may go Brock Purdy. I mean, it's a toss up. It's just I don't like playing a what if game when it's too many radical things going on there. I'm just looking at for who the 49ers are. Purdy's a way better fit than Jordan Love would be.
Yeah.
He makes quick decisions. He's accurate. He doesn't do
but like Lance just posted. Kyle Shanahan makes Purdy look good.
Oh, I mean, no doubt about it. He makes everybody look good. I mean, but Purdy and him have that Drew Brees, Sean Payton kind of chemistry going, and that's like C.J. Stroud with Slowick. You can't say, oh, well, this guy don't have this guy. He has him, and I mean, to me, they're the perfect marriage. I mean, look, dude, Purdy. I think the expectations have gotten so crazy for Purdy. We want him to go out there and look like Mahomes or Brady every week, and the guy, like Fatty just said, he outplayed Love.
Well, I want to touch on that, like how you said C.J. Stroud and Slowick. The difference between Purdy and Stroud, and I'm not comparing the two, or I'm using this as an example. The difference is when I think in a game time decision, or kind of what you're going to see today with the Chiefs and the Bills, I feel Stroud can make more of a magical play because of how.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute. Purdy's not even on the same planet as Stroud, dude.
No. That's what I'm saying. No. Did I say Purdy? I said Stroud, right? I said Stroud.
No, I'm saying Purdy's not on the same planet as Stroud.
No.
But see, to me, that's where I have the disconnect. I've seen other things we've talked about, and it doesn't add up to this.
Wait, about Purdy and Stroud?
Yeah, I mean, to say they're not on the same planet, because I mean,
absolutely not.
Dude, I had to hear about Jameis Winston being an NFL starting quarterback for like the first 5 podcasts, and I mean that's like the silliest thing on the planet. But I mean,
hey, why do you have an issue with mobile quarterbacks, dude? Why?
Jameis isn't mobile, first off. But
okay, but why do you always do that? I think it's a thing with the quarterback, dude. Really, you just like a traditional. Do you like just a traditional drop back quarterback?
No, here's my thing. Okay, this is why I'm gonna change that narrative right now. I was the guy who said C.J. Stroud. If you go back and Fatty pulls up video from like the middle of the season, I had Stroud as the MVP by week 8 or week 9 of the season. So I've been on Stroud the whole time. I don't think different planet to me sounds kind of crazy. Is Stroud better than Purdy? Is he more athletically gifted? Does he have a chance to have the better career? Absolutely.
Why do we use athleticism for quarterbacks? Why can't you just say he's a better quarterback? That's it.
No, I'm just saying. I think I said he has better talent. He has better arm talent. He has the ability to get outside and make a crazy throw that Purdy can't.
Go ahead,
I'm gonna go up on this, and I'm gonna say you just saw it yesterday with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson as a passer was not sexy. He did nothing remotely remarkable. No. But now what he did, playmaking dynamics in terms of rushing the ball for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns, which is
running. He did throw for 2 no.
He did it 15 yards right outside of the end. But the biggest play he did is he had 2 touchdowns for 100 rushing yards. I can tell you now, no quarterback, these quarterbacks playing today will have 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. That's a running back stat. That's a playmaker stat.
Chris, I think Lamar's perfect for the Ravens, though. I mean, Lamar can go a lot of places to be Lamar.
I think Lamar Jackson is I'm going to say it this way. I thought about this yesterday. Lamar Jackson is a great playmaker.
See?
Lamar Jackson is
you just said it. Yep. Look, Lance just posted what you just said. The difference is when the play breaks down, Stroud and Love can make a play. Purdy can't. That's it.
I think Love has potential, but Love's not there yet. If anybody's putting Jordan Love above Brock Purdy, they're on some.
Did you not see what he did to Dallas defense?
Who? But why are we picking one game single-handedly? Have you seen what Purdy's done
Did
to
you
every
not see
defense
what he?
except
All
for
right, well,
maybe
you didn't
one
see.
the
You
last
didn't
2
see what
years?
you didn't see what he did against the 49ers defense yesterday.
Hold on.
He
Guys.
threw 2 interceptions. Richie didn't even have 200 yards passing. That's not a good game. That's not a good game at all.
Wait.
I'm
Okay,
looking at Brock Purdy dominate
I'm
everybody
gonna let you.
except the
No,
Ravens.
I'm gonna let you speak. So,
I just want to say
Dave,
this,
you
too.
always deflect to interceptions.
Yeah.
All right,
lose your
here
games.
we go. I'm glad you brought that up.
I'm glad.
Because only in 3 games this year, your guy Josh Allen did not throw an interception. Only in 3 games.
But what's the difference with Josh Allen?
Out of 17 games.
Here's my thing, though. Josh Allen's a different animal.
Go ahead. Here we go. Make an excuse for him now.
No, I mean, here's my thing, because I've said it all along. I mean, hey,
And
who's
it
the
may
guy
come back to
that
bite him in
says-
the ass today.
Well, hold on. We got to give me my minute or two to talk. Okay, so
All right,
Ken
go ahead,
Dorsey,
go ahead.
I've said this since years ago. Ken Dorsey's a terrible offensive coordinator. He's
Got
gone.
it.
Joe
Yep.
Brady's in. A lot better situation. He looks a little more controlled. Hey, is Josh Allen a little bit of a gun? You can be a gunslinger when you're a bad motherfucker like Brett Favre was. But when you're like a young quarterback, I don't love a young quarterback who hasn't done anything yet.
Gunslinger
Really,
that won
to
one
be a
Super Bowl.
gunslinger.
Okay. One Super Bowl. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, one Super Bowl is better than a lot. I mean, how many quarterbacks that played in this league that were great?
It's a proven fact when you're a great quarterback.
Let me ask you this.
You win.
Name quarterbacks in the 21st century that have more than one Super Bowl ring. There's 3 of them. So I mean, we keep saying one Super Bowl, only one Super Bowl. That doesn't make a guy bad. Aaron Rodgers won 1 Super Bowl. He's a fucking top 10 quarterback of all time.
I get what you're
top 5
saying,
quarterback of all
but
time. 1 Super Bowl. Dan Marino, no Super Bowl, was top 10 quarterback of all time. I'm just saying, I think we're putting too much emphasis on like multiple.
No matter
Super Bowl
who
rings.
you are,
That
no
doesn't
matter
happen
who
for
the
everybody.
quarterback is, turnovers aren't good. I'm sorry, Dave.
No, I mean they're not. But here's the difference. I mean, I know this is going to go back to some kind of Winston 180 kind of thing, but
it's not. Nope.
But okay, let's throw Jordan Love. Let's talk about actual starting.
I told you I got one quarterback. I told you I got one quarterback standing and one quarterback standing only. That's it.
So here's my thing. Josh Allen and Jordan Love. You talk about different planet. That's different planet. Josh Allen and Jordan Love. That's different planet. Josh Allen's in a conversation with Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Those are the best 4 quarterbacks in the league. And then Stroud is really close to that conversation. Jordan Love's a little further back to that 10 to 12 area. Brock Purdy's close to that conversation.
I was agreeing with Dave. Stroud is closer to those guys than he is.
Absolutely. Agreed.
Yeah, and if I'm saying Josh Allen and Jordan Love are like that's a different planet to me. That's a different planet. Josh Allen's been doing this.
I have Jordan Love in my top 10 right now.
I mean, I got him maybe at 10. I think I don't have him above Brock Purdy.
10's good. 10's good. I don't have Purdy in my top 10.
Who do you have over Purdy?
I got Jared Goff over Purdy right now.
I mean, I like Jared Goff, but he's closer to. I think I got Jared Goff above Jordan Love.
I will go with you. I will kind of go with you on that. I kind of go.
I got Jalen Hurts outside the top 10, by the way, too. I'm just saying.
Believe it or not, I got Trevor Lawrence over Brock Purdy.
Oh man, I don't know, dude. Is Trevor Lawrence related to somebody that we don't know about, man, or what?
I will say this though, in hindsight of what we're talking about.
But Trevor Lawrence is a difference maker. That's the difference.
I think Brock Purdy's the ultimate difference maker.
Would you agree with me? When a play breaks down, Trevor Lawrence can make a play.
Oh, man,
but I think we're putting too much emphasis on just that part of the game. What about the simple 3rd and 7 where you need a guy to have a perfect timing on the slant?
It's funny you just mentioned that, Dave. Is we're putting an emphasis on that part of it.
Yeah.
I wrote this down, and so I didn't forget. But I think, and I said this before the season, I think the NFL has changed, and we're in the midst of watching these quarterbacks that are much more explosive and dynamic with their legs, more than we have. Guys, when we grew up, it was Peyton Manning, who's dropped back, and statuesque. Tom Brady, statuesque. Breeze was statue. It was a rarity to see a guy like Vic. And I have to be honest, outside of Vic, I can't tell you the last one. Now, we see him now more than ever. A lot of quarterbacks have a lot more, even Joe Burrow, Hurts. You're seeing a much more faster NFL, a much more dynamic NFL. And that, to me, we're in the midst of that, I think. And I think you see a lot more of those type of quarterbacks than you do of Brock. I think Brock Purdy, back in the day with Peyton Manning's and your statuesque quarterbacks, I think he would probably be kind of around that Joe Flacco era. I think that's fair. I think he's just his game is just not for the NFL today. without that supporting cast, if that makes sense.
I agree with that.
I guess I give Chris. I mean, I totally get you. I mean, like you got to be mobile and see. You got to have mobility going forward, and I don't think you have to run for 800 yards as a quarterback, but you have to have the ability to sidestep somebody and get it outside.
It's more. I agree with you, Dave. I agree with Dave. It's more or less mobile, meaning to move over a little bit, to throw the ball down, stuff like that. Not necessarily running the ball.
No. Yeah, let me back that up again. You don't have to be like Lamar Jackson. That's not what I'm saying. But like Josh Allen. Josh Allen doesn't always run, but he can if he has to. It's like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun's much more of a pocket passer, but if he needs to get out, he can. Stroud the same way. I mean, he can, but it's you would never.
That's it. Lance posted a great analogy. He said, "Navigate the pocket."
Navigate the pocket. Yeah.
Right.
I think those pockets have widened much more since, like, Tom Brady. You would never see Tom Brady get out of the pocket. It just wouldn't go.
Right.
I tell you what, I'm happy we got, even though we got differences on Purdy. I agree. I mean, that's no problem, man. We all do. I tell you what, we got some good quarterback playing in the NFL right now. I can tell you that.
There's a lot of good quarterbacks coming up.
See, I want to say something about Lamar Jackson, and dude, and you know, me and Chris, we talked about this. I picked Baltimore, and I told Chris, you know, this is where I felt about it. It wasn't a knock on Houston, but see, here's my thing about Lamar Jackson. This is where I thought they would win this round because this was their situation. Everything was perfect for them here. Kind of like, you know, you're at home, you got the weather, everything's great. There's a lot of pressure in this game for Lamar to win that playoff game. But here's the problem to me. Like Chris was saying, if you're watching that Ravens game, I mean, look, Lamar's a great player. He deserves to be an MVP again. There's no doubt about it. But we're not talking about precision passing here. There was a lot of throws where guys were making some great catches. Lamar, you know, he could hit guys in stride. He was off the mark. If he does that shit going forward against Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes with those teams, he's not going to get past those guys. I will take anybody that's a Ravens fan. I'm taking whoever wins Kansas City or Buffalo.
That's the good thing. That's the good thing about. That's one thing people don't talk about with Lamar Jackson. He does not turn the ball over, dude. He don't.
No, he's smart. No, he is smart where he goes. He is smart where he goes.
He gets lucky sometimes, but he does not turn the ball. He doesn't turn the ball over. It's great. But
he's
Dave,
not the most graceful.
Speaking about turnovers,
by any stretch.
Dave, speaking about turnovers and about the Kansas City defense, if Josh Allen goes in this game throwing the ball and turning that ball over, dude, they're gonna lose this game.
No, hey, Rich, I agree. I mean, I agree. He can't get that, and you know, me and Chris were talking about that beforehand. Like Allen can't get, you know, kind of too wild. I mean, I'm okay with a guy like when you're that good, like an Allen or Brett Favre was. I'm okay with the occasional turnover because that's their style of play.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They've won that way. You know what I'm saying? Allen's turned Buffalo into a juggernaut the past 3 or 4 years. I mean, it's not just him. I mean, there's other factors, but I'm saying he's the head of the snake. And to me, yeah, you're right. He can't go in there. Kansas City's a great defense. I think they're a top 5 unit. So, I mean, yeah, you can't be stupid in this game. I mean, the weather's going to be cold. You can't make ill-advised decisions and try to do too much.
I think Knowles would agree. I think Knowles would agree. You need to limit how many opportunities you give the ball to Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely. No,
absolutely.
I'm laughing. As we're talking about it, they're showing Teddy Bruschi's on ESPN right now, showing how Josh Allen can be a difference maker outside of the pocket, making crazy.
He's lethal, dude. That dude's lethal. Good Lord.
He's lethal.
Yeah.
He's tough. He's going to be tough.
He's tough to bring down. Running wise, he reminds me of Taysom Hill running that ball. Good night.
And dude, that's why I've always been crazy about this Taysom Hill thing. I watched Lamar Jackson. I'm like, that could have been Taysom Hill when he was younger.
He's fluid. Like he moves.
He can move, dude. He can move.
He doesn't look like he can move like Mahomes.
No.
Oh, he's a way better athlete than Mahomes, dude. I'm sorry, he is.
He doesn't look as fast as some of these quarterbacks, but he moves before you know it. He's like 20 yards down.
That's a big country boy moving, bro. You don't want to.
He is. He's an assassin, dude. I mean, and look on the other side, dude. Mahomes. I mean, I've said it time and time again. I know Richie, you know, has been high on Mahomes from day one. We were as well. I mean, going back to 2019 when we really first started getting the podcast. I mean, you know, I watched this kid after that first Super Bowl. I'm like, this dude has a chance to be the best ever. And I mean, so that's the problem. You, like you said, you want to limit that guy's touches. You know what I'm saying? You could, James Cook and Allen could sustain some drives and methodical. Don't try to force anything, you know?
I just say, Dave, I think things that play out during the regular season, what I mean by this, comes back to haunt you in the playoffs. And I think with all the drops that Kansas City's had this year, I think it's going to come back to bite them in the butt. I do.
Keep an eye on Rashee Rice, though, man. I think this kid's a blossoming star. I think he's been their best receiver all season. They've just been trying to figure out different dynamics. They're trying to see what they had with Kadarius Toney.
Been their only wide receiver.
I mean, he is. I like that kid a lot, man.
They talk about him. They did a topic on him the other day. I was watching it. They said he reads defenses so well in his routes, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's good, dude. I like these two running backs today. Yeah. They weren't guys maybe at the start of the season that everybody's talking about, but Cook and Pacheco to me are two top.
You got to see more.
Oh, good.
What from Rice?
I got to see more from. Yeah, I mean he's going to have to come out and duplicate the game he had last week, and I just.
No, I'm not. I don't want to anoint him as a star, Chris. But I've seen moments with this kid, and I've always yelled at the team why aren't they throwing this kid the ball?
I will say this. I hope it ain't true, but I kind of gotta. I think Kelsey's walking away from the game.
You think?
Yeah,
he's gonna be a backup dancer for his girl.
There's a lot of stuff talking about it, bro. Him and his brother. I mean, really.
Jason appears to be retired.
Supposedly his mother was at a dinner and said that my boys had always said that they would walk away together. So whatever that means.
That's a good point, Richie. I mean, and today, look, and you're one bad concussion away from your life being changed. I mean, he's got the biggest pop star on the planet.
And I know Bears. I know Pancho's always said, Kelsey this, Kelsey. But I think we all can agree he has definitely lost a step. Seriously.
I mean, he's not what he once was. Yeah. I mean, that injury early in week 1, I think, kind of plagued him a little bit through the year too. But I think his best days are behind him. Yeah.
I think we definitely need to pay attention to him today in today's game.
Yeah.
This is the type of game where Kelsey could be an old version of himself. This is where Mahomes is going to rely on.
Look, man, let's get out of here and go enjoy our Sunday of football. Go ahead, Noah.
I will say, I woke up this morning and it said the Saints were bringing in Gerard Johnson, the quarterbacks coach.
Really?
Texans. Just saying.
I like this.
Really?
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Chris, you know what this makes sense to me as? It's a beautiful thing. Hopefully your boy Slowick don't get a job this offseason. And if this guy's already in house, you know where I'm going with this. Dennis Allen for one more year. If it goes to hell with Dennis Allen, you know what I'm saying? You become all of a sudden a prime candidate
after that Mickey Loomis press conference, dude. I think Mickey Loomis is all in on Dennis Allen.
The good old boys, dude.
That was crazy. Yeah. That guy.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Some people said that Loomis has commented, "As long as I'm here, he will be here. If I'm not here, then I'll leave.
Hold on. I want to see the arrogance of that guy chewing and smacking that gum.
Nobody can. The thing about it is, there's only one person over Mickey Loomis, and that's Gail Benson. It's never going to change.
Well, Richie, that's the scary thing to me because you don't have a David Griffin. The way the Pelicans are operating, they're going forward with this great young team. You don't have that with the Saints anymore. The voice of reason in the room was Sean Payton before because Sean Payton basically told Jeff Ireland what he wanted. He told Mickey Loomis what he wanted. Go make it happen. Now you got a bunch of freaking guys who shouldn't be running an organization. You know what I'm saying? So it's dangerous, dude.
I was calling it, boys. It's time to wrap up.
Fatty. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So I went over with y'all.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, y'all enjoy y'all Sundays, man. Thank y'all for joining us, everybody.
So thank my daughter. She gave y'all an extra 10 minutes.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right, later.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Tuesday.